Chapter 5. Body Movement. Introduction. How long can you sit at a place without moving at all? Even when you sit still, some parts of your body keep moving, your eyelids keep fluttering, your heart keeps beating, and so does your pulse. There are many movements that take place in our body. Why do we move? Movement is one of the main characteristics of living organisms. Plants show very slow movement which is not visible. Though they do not move from their place, their root and shoot systems show movement. Animals move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. We humans move all the time. We move from place to place for studying, working and entertainment. The way of movement is different in different animals. Birds and insects fly, fish swim, snakes crawl, frogs hop. Some animals move on four legs and some, like us, move on two legs. Accordingly, bodies of all animals have special arrangements of organs to help them move. Most animals on land move through their limbs. The pattern of movement of animals including humans is called their gait. How does our body move? Let us learn how our body moves. You look forward to the games period in school. What do you do in the games period? Does your physical education teacher make you do certain exercises? How do different parts of your body move? Stand up and try to move each part of your body. Note the type of motion you are able to do and the direction in which you can move different parts of your body. Let us start from the head. Notice that you can move only your lower jaw. You can move it up and down and little bit to the sides. Next, move your neck. You can move it left, right, up and down. Similarly, check your arms, hands, fingers, legs, feet and toes. Note down your observations. You will see that different parts of the body move in different ways. How is it done? In our body, the skeletal system, muscular system and nervous system together coordinate our body movements. Skeletal system. The basic units of the skeletal system are bones. It is made up of bones and cartilage which are types of connective tissue. Bone is more rigid and hard whereas cartilage is softer and elastic. An adult has 206 bones. Human skeleton. Skull. Eye socket. Upper jaw. Lower jaw. Shoulder bone. Arm. Breastbone. Wrist bones. Ribs. Backbone. Hip bone. Leg. Ankle bones. Foot. Functions of the skeletal system. The skeletal system gives framework to the body. It gives support and shape to our body. It protects delicate organs such as the brain, heart and lungs. Bones, along with muscles and joints, help us to move. The skeletal system is divided into four main parts. These are the skull, ribcage, backbone, and girdles and limb bones. Let us know more about these parts of the skeleton. Skull, it is the part that covers our brain. Bones of the skull are the hardest. It is made up of 22 cranial and facial bones. Cranium is the brain box that protects the brain. It is made up of several bones joined together through immovable joints. The lower jaw, mandible, is the only movable bone in the skull that helps us to speak and eat. Ribcage, it consists of a bone in the center of the chest called the sternum. Joined to it are 12 pairs of long curved bones called ribs. The other ends of the ribs are joined to the backbone. Due to this, the ribs form a cage-like structure which is called the ribcage. The ribs are attached in such a way that the ribcage expands when we breathe in. It protects internal organs such as the heart and lungs. Backbone, it is made up of 33 small bones called the vertebrae, singular, vertebra, which are hollow at the center and are joined together. In an adult, the lower 9 bones fuse to form 2 bones. It runs down from the neck to below the hip. The backbone allows a human to stand upright, bend in all sides and to maintain balance. It protects the spinal cord. Girdles and limb bones, the shoulder blade and collar bone form the pectoral girdle. The joints of these 2 bones form a socket where the forearm fits in. A big ball-like structure formed by 3 fused bones forms a pelvic girdle. Thigh bones fit into the sockets of the joint in the hip bone. This is the joint on which we sit. In addition to bones, there is an elastic structure called cartilage present in the skeletal system. You can feel the cartilage in the upper part of your ear or on your nose. Cartilage is not as hard as a bone and it can bend. Cartilage covers the surface of a bone where it joins another bone. This helps in reducing friction between the surfaces when the bones move against each other. 2 bones are joined to each other by ligament. Ligament is a tough, flexible band of elastic tissue. Joints. A bone is a hard structure made up mainly of minerals. It cannot move or bend. Different bones in our body are joined to each other to give shape to our body. Imagine how would your body look if there were no bones? The points at which the bones are joined are called joints. Movements like kicking, walking, bending and writing would not be possible if there were no joints. There are 2 types of joints. These are called movable joints and immovable or fixed joints. Fixed joints. These are joints that do not move. For example, several bones of the skull are joined together by fixed joints. Movable joints. These are the joints where the bones can move in different ways. These are responsible for all the movements that we make. There are different types of movable joints. Let us learn how different kinds of joints move. Ball and socket joint. This joint is present in the shoulders and hip and moves in all directions. These help you to move your hands and legs in all directions and even allow you to rotate them. In this type of a joint, the rounded head of one bone fits into the hollow, cup-shaped socket of another. Hinge joint. This joint is like the joint that is present in a door. Like a door, the bones in this joint move in one direction only and do not move beyond 180 degrees. Such joints are present in your elbows and knees. Observe the movement of your elbow or that of a knee. Can you move them on the opposite side? Pivot joint. This is the joint through which your head is joined to the neck. The head moves from side to side because it rests on a pivot or stick-like. How do bones move? Close your fist and bend your arm. Do you feel a swollen part inside your upper arm? These are muscles. Muscles are found around the bones. They are connected to the bones by another tissue called tendons. When you bend your arm, your muscles contract and buzz so you can feel them. When you straighten your arm, they expand again. Muscles work in pairs. When one of them contracts, it pulls the bone in that direction. The other muscle of the pair relaxes. When the bone has to move in an opposite direction, the relaxed one contracts while the first one relaxes. So, it takes 2 muscles to move a bone because a muscle can only pull and not push. When you bend your arm, the bicep muscles contract and triceps expand. When you straighten your arm, the reverse happens. Such muscle pairs are called antagonistic muscles. Can we see bones? So far, we have learnt about the complete skeletal system, bones and joints. But we cannot really see bones as they are hidden inside our body. So how do we get so much information about them? Have you heard of X-rays? When someone gets injured and the doctors want to check their bones, they do an X-ray scan. X-rays are special rays of light which are allowed to pass through our body for a very small time, less than a second. They pass through the tissue but do not pass through the bones. As a result, they make a shadow of the bones on a special film. By looking at the film, the doctor can check if the bone is broken or not. So, we can see how bones look like with the help of X-rays. However, X-rays have high energy and are harmful for our body if we are exposed to them for a longer time. How do other animals move? We have seen how the human body moves. Now let us learn about the gait of some other animals. Earthworm. Have you closely observed an earthworm moving on soil? The body of an earthworm is made up of ring-like structures called segments. There are hair-like structures called bristles attached to the underside of these segments. These help the earthworm to get a grip on the ground while moving. The earthworm has no bones. It moves only with the help of muscles. These muscles expand and contract alternately. While moving, the earthworm extends the front part of the body, keeping the rear end fixed. Then it fixes the front end and releases the rear end. To further help in movement, it secretes a slimy substance that sticks to its body. You know, earthworms are known as a farmer's friend. This is because as they move, they keep eating the soil and then throw out the undigested part. So they create lot of pores in the soil that help air to get into the soil. Snail. Snails are soft-bodied animals without bones. A snail has a shell over its body which is mainly for protection. It has a large flat muscular foot made up of strong muscles that comes out of the shell when the snail has to move. The foot secretes a slimy substance to make a slippery track on which the snail crawls. Cockroach. It has a hard covering forming the outer skeleton. The skeleton is made of multiple units joined together. It helps to protect the body of the cockroach. There are 2 pairs of wings attached to its breast which help it fly. It has 3 pairs of legs with joints that help it to walk and climb. The strong breast muscles coordinate the movements of its wings and legs. Fish. You must have seen many types of fish. All of them have similar body shape. Their body is narrow at the ends and wider in the middle. Such shape is called the streamlined shape. It helps the fish to cut water with minimum force. The skeleton of a fish is covered with strong muscles. When it moves in water, the front part of the body curves to one side while the back end moves on the opposite side. Immediately, the sides change and the fish jerks forward. The tail fin helps in this movement. Birds. The skeletal system of birds is designed for flying. Their body has a streamlined shape that helps to cut the air. Their bones are hollow and light. Their backbone is flexible, especially in the neck region. The forelimbs are modified into wings. They have strong flight muscles that help to flap the wing. Their hindlimbs are used for walking and perching. Some birds that swim have webbed hindlimbs. Snake. Have you seen the movement of a snake? On television or anywhere else? Does the snake move straight? A snake always moves in loops. It has a long backbone and thin, long muscles connected to each other. The body of a snake is covered with scales which help it get a grip on the ground. When it moves, the body of the snake forms loops. Each loop pushes forward and helps the snake to move fast. In a nutshell, skeletal system forms the framework of our body and helps it move. The skeletal system is made up of skull, ribcage, backbone and girdles and limb bone. Bones are covered by cartilage and connected to each other by ligaments. There are 3 movable joints: pivot, hinge, and ball and socket joints. Bones move with the help of the contraction and expansion of muscles. Different animals move in different ways.